I'm joined here today by the one, the only. It is, of course, Sadibou Sy, set to fight coming up real soon at PFL 2021, number 2 at the end of April. What's going on, sir? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm here in the hotel already. We're already here in the bubble, just preparing and waiting for the big day.
How's the bubble? I know a lot of people are kind of, thinking, is it like the NBA bubble and stuff? How's the bubble experience? Are you liking it or are you going a little bit crazy?
I'm good. I'm good. Like I'm here to do a job, right? So I know that me and PFL, our 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 interest is aligned, right? So we all want to the show um, to be, how do you say, we don't want any COVID in here. We don't want any fighters getting COVID and proper. So I understand the procedures that they go through and like testing every day and stuff like that. For me, I'm good with it. Like it's the same for me and for my opponents. I'm good with it.
So I have to ask, before we get to the fight and all that good stuff, I saw a lot of people calling you the Swedish Denzel, and I'm seeing a lot of talk of Denzel and stuff. What's the story behind that? What can you tell us about the Denzel stuff?
So what happened with Swedish Denzel Washington is actually, so I did two movies in Vietnam, right? And so when me and the broadcasting team were talking about the movies, they asked me how it was seeing myself on the movie screen, right? And I said that it wasn't no Denzel Washington uh, because he's my favorite actor, right?
Right, right.
And after that, they just started calling me Swedish Denzel Washington. So it was like it was born like from the PFL broadcasting team.
So can we expect you to bring some Denzel when you do movies now? Like we know Denzel's got his famous the finger that he does, and the big King Kong ain't got nothing on me speech. Can we expect to see some stuff like that out of you?
Hey, it's too early to say that. Like to be honest, I love making movies, and that's definitely something that I would be up for, like putting more time in that type of stuff later on. But for now, it's too early to say, man. I have no experience in that, so so we'll see.
So last thing I do have to ask about the movies, because you did say Denzel's your favorite actor. What's your favorite Denzel movie? There's so many good ones to choose from, but you have to pick a
Oh
favorite.
my God.
That's tough. Quite you. This can't be the first
Oh,
time you've heard that.
it is actually like first, like do I have to say one, or can I like
If there, you know what, if there's multiple, because I did hit you with this out of nowhere. So if you have a kind of multiple you're choosing from,
okay, so I love I love man John Q, um Hurricane. Oh my God.
Training Day. I feel like Training Day has to be in
Training
there.
Day,
Training Day has
Training
to.
Day, of course.
It's a classic.
Um, American Gangster,
Yep, yeah, it's a very good one.
like Flight, like his is it called Flight?
Yeah, yeah,
His
yeah,
performance, like he
yeah,
carries the whole movie. Like
yeah.
it's so many, man.
How do you feel about Remember the Titans? Because it is a very American movie with the American football and everything. You're from. It feels like every single country in the world. But how do you feel about Remember the Titans?
Oh, it was so long time ago I saw it, but I remember when I saw it, I loved it. It's
Yeah.
a movie that I love, but I can't say like exactly how I feel because it was so long time ago
Yeah.
I saw it.
I have to ask, man, because I didn't mention the nationalities and stuff. How many languages can you speak? 'Cause I feel like you would have quite a bit of languages that you can speak.
Yeah, to be honest, like fluently, like I would say Swedish and English, right? Then in Senegal, we speak French, and there's a couple of a lot of different languages, but I'm not fluid in either of them. But I'm Mandinka, so Mandinka is a language in Senegal as well. So I understand it. I speak it like if you want me, if I speak with my relatives, they have to like dumb it down for me a little bit. But with both Mandinka and French, I'm gonna get it. So I'm fluent uh, in the future.
Well, I know it's kind of difficult. What was the most difficult language to learn? Some people find some are harder than others. So a lot of people feel like English is easy. Some think it's more difficult. What's been kind of the toughest language for you?
Like English is not easy for English is easy for me because I'm born and raised in Sweden.
Right.
and we learned English in school.
Yeah.
So English has been easy. So for me, I think it's been, I have to say, Mandinka.
There we go. I think a lot of people don't even know that language, so I would make it even more difficult for the people that have
For
never heard of
sure,
that
for sure,
before.
for sure, for sure.
All right, man. Let's talk about this upcoming fight. I think the last time we saw you fight was 2019. Obviously, PFL shut down for 2020. What have you been
Yeah.
doing with the time off? I assume it must have been very frustrating for you, but you're also able to train, heal up from injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah. So first part of that question, I've been in Sweden during this whole time. The last fight was October 2019, right? So I was so eager to get in there for the 2020 season. It was already booked for fight. I didn't have an opponent, but I was booked for fight June 4th, I believe, in Canada. Um, but since the whole season fell apart, it was very frustrating. But I kept my head on my shoulders, and I decided to improve, to like work on my game, and take this time to, just like you said, heal up from stuff that are nagging injuries that I've had, and work on just improving my whole game, because there's never a time where you have year and a half to like work on your game, because you always have fights. Um, so to be honest, now I'm happy with it. I'm happy with how everything like turned out because of my training and where I'm at, like physically and mentally. But it's been tough not having a fight.
So, how do you feel now with the fight coming up? Because I assume there's got to be, I mean, I'm sure maybe some anxiety and stuff, but a lot of excitement too, right? 'Cause it's like you've been waiting to do this thing for a long time now. Like you mentioned, a year and a half.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So it's of course, it's a lot of anxiety. Um, being away from a fight for this long is the first time for me not fighting in this long. So it feels, but it feels nice. It feels like that's why I'm okay with being here. They brought us out here to the hotel, to the bubble, like 17 days prior to the fight, which helps like getting in the right mindset and stuff like that. Um, and I don't know what was the other part of the question.
I'm trying to think back to what we were saying. Just how does it feel, with the anxiety and stuff like it? So feelings, there's a lot of excitement as the fight gets closer.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, like at the moment, I feel great. Like I know that I've been, my training camp and like my preparation has been amazing, uh, which is like the number one thing, and that helps when anxiety comes, and like when you get nervous, you can always fall back on knowing that you've done what you're supposed to do, and that helps with it. So I feel good, to be honest.
So now that you're in the bubble, how's the food in the bubble? Because I don't know, some guys, they have chefs, stuff like that, meal prep and stuff. How's the food for you in the bubble? How is that aspect?
So for me, it's been okay. I don't have a chef in here.
Yeah.
I haven't done any like meal prep in that sense. So I always order one meal per day, the dinner, and the earlier, uh, yeah, the lunch it's okay. Like it was the first days when we were like in quarantine in our room, it wasn't as good, but it's better now. But then later, like maybe for the last couple of days, I might do some meal prep, like before I start cutting weight. We'll see, but it's good.
So let's talk about your upcoming fight a little bit. What was your reaction when the PFL came to you and said, like, this is going to be the next guy that you're fighting? You're making your big return against this guy, obviously Nikolay.
Uh, oh, sorry, I'm trying to. My finger is in the way of the camera. Uh, yeah, so I enjoy I like the opponent. But it was a long time ago. Since I fought like a primarily striker, which is gonna be fun. So I'm looking forward to it, and um, I think that PFL PFL. I'm telling you guys. Let's say like this. Like I'm telling you guys to be ready for some fireworks.
So you mentioned it is more fun because he is a striker. Is it more fun in the training too that you get to work a little bit more on the striking? Obviously, you have to work on everything, but it must be more fun even preparing just for a striker.
To be honest, like it's fun in that sense, but like, just like you said, we're not doing a kickboxing or Muay Thai fight. We're doing an MMA fight, right? So for me, I've been working on my whole game, and my whole game has been wrestling, it's been grappling, it's been everything, right? So I'm not gonna just because I'm fighting a guy that's also coming from a striking background, uh, fall away, like turn away from everything that I've been working on. I've been working on and everything. So because I've always said it from the beginning, I'm not trying to be a striker doing MMA. I'm trying to be an MMA fighter. So it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm ready for the fight to be. It can easily end up on the ground.
And so, what kind of fighter can we expect out there out of you? Like, are we going to see someone that's drastically different in the year and a half? Like, what can I know you don't really know the answer to this one, but what can we expect when we see you back out there?
Uh, so for me, just like I said, it's you shouldn't be surprised if you see some uh, ground ground game and like some takedowns and stuff like that from either guys, I believe. Um, but yeah, there's gonna be some. I think you're gonna see a really loose Sadibou,
So,
really relaxed.
I have to ask this because we had multiple combat sports on last night. You're in the bubble, so you get to watch TV and stuff. Did you watch
Yeah,
the Jake Paul versus Ben Askren fight? Did you give in to that temptation?
I did.
What did you think? It's a circus act. Did you enjoy it at all? Was that the guilty pleasure?
I did not enjoy it at all.
What did you think watching that whole thing? Because I heard I didn't watch it because I was watching UFC, but I heard the concerts, the commentary, some of the fights
Oh
were
no, so I,
terrible.
I literally just watched that fight.
Yeah.
So I don't know about. I heard about the concerts and the spectacle around, but I didn't get to see that because, like you said, I watched the UFC event as well. Um. So, but yeah, I was not enjoying a first round KO by Jake Paul.
What did you guys think when you saw that? Because I think a lot of people, the argument was like, well, Ben must have been training striking this whole time, right? We know striking's not his thing, but this is like worst case scenario for MMA.
Yeah, it is. Like it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not.
No.
It's not good. But at the same time, like if you like, there's a few guys that are really not like you're not thinking about them as like they're striking as a threat in MMA, right? And being like what's impressive with him is being that dominant for that long with that kind of striking. It's
Yeah.
it's it says a lot about him. Like his fight, like he's a fighter. I'm not gonna take anything away from him, but it didn't look good.
Yeah, there we go. Do you agree with the people that everybody was saying he brought shame to the MMA community? We're never gonna recover. Did you agree with all that stuff?
No, man. No, no, no. I'm not gonna go that far. Because like Jake Paul, he trains. He trains. Like and he's dedicated and he might be more like natural, like it might come more natural for him to throw punches and stuff like. So no, I'm not gonna go that far. And I'm happy for him. He made bank and um, yeah.
Fair enough. Let's get
Yeah.
back to your fight, man. One last
Yeah.
question for you. It's an obvious one. You're gonna hear it a million times, but how do you see yourself getting the victory in this one?
First or second round stoppage.
All right, there we go. That's the result we're excited to see, man. I really appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Hey, no worries. Hey, I appreciate the time. I appreciate you want to have me on, and I appreciate you being so what's the word I'm looking for? Like with the time difference, you were so respectful with my time. So I appreciate that.